today. It's a little better. CPU is still going back up. 44%. Alright. It's the coil. Just saying. It's always the coil. It's not always the coil, but a lot of the times it's the coil now. Not just backlight. I've had some that are no image that it's the boost coil for chesty McNuts. Alright, so we have a 5SE that was sent to us from another company. They have a lot of water damage devices. We're going to see if we can make this one work, because that's what they want. Make it work. If you can't make it work, then what's up, Mark? Scotty Two Shoes. I like that name. Is that a play on like Goody Two Shoes, or is it just Scotty with two shoes on? Because that would mean that you're normal. Alright. Need to take our shields off here. It's the fucking coil. YOLO. Everybody know though. What's up, Lynn? Another Monday. Waiting on the 6 no power DOA to get it delivered. One of the guys that we do work for, one of the touch ICs we sent out to him, he said it has no touch, so I'm waiting on that to come back. See what's going on with it. It could be our first confirmed case of touch IC returning. Although he said it has no touch at all, which is random. Usually they'll have touch, so it just starts going out again. This one is just no touch. Alright, so I'm going to take my shields off. As you can see, let me turn the exposure down and zoom out. As you can see here, there's definitely some water damage. And if we flip it over, you can also see all around the connectors up here there's water damage. They already pulled the bottom shield here, and I fixed a couple components that they knocked loose earlier this morning. There was I believe they're filters for cellular signal, and then there's a cap over here that was knocked loose. I soldered that back down. So we're going to remove all the shields and then start to clean it. It sounds like I just destroyed Cumulus. Well, no. Alright, cool. So, I'm going to take this shield off. Get on your feet. I need to drop my chair down again. I'm too high. Starting to hear the popping sounds where the shield's starting to release from the frame. I like to focus on half of the board just to get it started. Once it starts to separate, you can move towards the bottom. Alright. Get off there. Thank you. Ooh. Got some more nastiness in there. I'm gonna drop my seat down. Is that low enough? Oh, boy. Okay, cool. Are you coming down for the New Orleans? I don't know. I went to New Orleans last year. I don't know if I have the time nor the money right now to do that. So we got a fair bit of rust and corrosion on the backside here. Hopefully nothing's too damaged. Hopefully it's just mostly cosmetic, which sometimes you can get. Just because there's corrosion doesn't always mean there's damage. I mean, there is damage, but not permanent or crucial damage. Just physical appearance. Very hot on the fingers. Toyota's hot, hot, hot. Toyota. That's when you know your marketing scheme worked. Hand grenades are on me. The old hand grenade. I haven't had one. We were told we should have them. Alright, so I'm just going to do some hand cleanup for now, and then we're going to pop it in the ultrasonic after we kind of get something figured out of what's going on here. But I want to clean up just some of the corrosion that's here. See, as you can see, like just wiping that off, a lot of this was just like it made it look worse than what it was. So we're not overly concerned with that. A thing you'll notice with these filters, the filters, the reason they rust like that is because they're actually made up of, I think, iron particles or steel particles, something like that. Iron, I think. And they're compressed into like a mold that makes this shape around the coil inside. So whenever they get water on them, they tend to rust because they are fucking metal.
Chris?
Yes.
I'm having a charging port and it's missing the antenna.
What? The end of it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Get a different one.
Huh?
Get a different one.
Alright.
Unless you want to solder the end on that one.
It's alright.
Maybe that's why I had it as the test one.
Maybe. I didn't notice until
Great until the next morning. That's true with all alcohol, isn't it? Alright, so I'm going to just keep kind of scrubbing this. I want to make sure that I get as much of that corrosion off by hand. That way we can start doing some testing. I don't give a shit about that. So far, stream staying green today. That's good. Alright, so let's clean up top here. Okay. My 20s hangovers lasted till noon. Now they last 2 days. Yeah, I've had some hangovers like that don't go away for a while. Alright, so let's start checking around the items that look bad, so we can see what we have going on here. Let's see, is this ground? I don't think that's ground. This is ground though. Okay, so whatever this is most likely, it's definitely shorted, but okay, so that's a dead short to ground. So we're going to take those caps off one by one and see if our short disappears. See if this will even melt it. It may not. They form a nice oxidation layer on them, and it doesn't want to fucking give after that. Let's get us some solder. Tin our leads a little bit. Come on. Shimona. Alright, we're gonna go to hot air. It's not working. Ain't cutting the mustard there. So we'll grab our cap here. This one's definitely screwed. Like, it does not want to come off. Here it goes. Alright, let's see if our short's still there. Alright, our short is now gone. So that cap was bad. And we can confirm that by testing it. If I can find where I set it. Here it is, I think. Yep. Alright, so there's our cap that we pulled off. We'll flip it over since the pads look like they were still there. Come on, you little bitch. Come on. There you go. So that cap is dead short. Do you have a point on any of these phones which make you just stop and forget? I have a 6S that has so many shorts, so many rails. It's crazy. If you've pulled a lot of caps, I would say at that point it should be a data only recovery kind of situation. The point in which I call it is when I put in some time. You'll kind of start to notice some common symptoms that you can kind of give up on. So when you start to get those common symptoms that something's not right, you can kind of start to call it at that point. It's really personal choice. If you want to invest time into something, make sure you're doing it for the purposes of learning, which I tend to do a lot. Jessica gets on me about it because she feels like I'm wasting time worrying about them, but I try to learn as much as I can off of each one. That way when it comes to the next one, I know. And I've started to be that way now. When we start to see iPads that are sharing the same symptoms and the standard fixes aren't helping them, I know what it is, so we just kind of call it at that. But without putting that initial time in, I probably wouldn't react the same way to them now. So I don't think there's anything wrong with putting time into boards. Just make sure you're doing it for the purpose of either learning or if the money's just good enough. And make sure that you're making a good amount of money on it. In this business, you definitely have to manage your time once you get busier. When you first start off, you can spend a little more time on stuff, but as it progresses, you're going to get more and more situations where it's just time consuming and you don't have that time to waste anymore. Okay. All these components look okay. I'm just going to touch up the ends on them so that they will stop oxidizing. I hope to get to that point eventually. You will. Just gotta put in the time. Figure things out and then go from there. Alright, so let's see. Is there an end there? Yeah, it looks like there is. That's good. Alright, so let's clean some of this up. See what we have left over. That cap, I think, is missing most of its end. Let's see. Looks like it. If that's the case, we'll look it up and see what it is, and then probably end up removing it. Alright, so let's clean this up. You can definitely say our location helps immensely. 60% they come in by drive-by. Yeah, our location here is okay. I mean, it's not great. It's not bad. I think if we were on a main road, it would be better, but for where we're located, it's decent traffic that we get. Especially during the summer, there's a lot more people down here on the square, so. See if I can get into these components. I don't know if I can. Alright, so let's scrub this up again and then see what happens when we hook this up to the power supply. See these screen cables. This is where a lot of damage happens that people don't even pay attention to. Okay, so you can't see it right now. Well, you kinda can. So there's the front camera flex. It looks okay. These though have a gasket around them. We got a little corrosion there, but we should be able to clean that up. So let's just take our brush. Alright, clean that corrosion off. Any type of corrosion, especially on any type of data line, can cause issues. I may leave that off. It's got corrosion on it too. So we don't want to put anything back on that can cause issues like that. Alright, let me grab my test leads. So where's my 6S one? I modified these test leads so that my 6S is now my 5S and my 7 connector. So plugs into that now. Let's go ahead and plug in our board. And I'll have to go to ZXW to see which pin is the power button. Good thing about the 5SE, if the screen is bad, the 5S, as long as you have an original screen, are compatible, which we've done quite a few of them. Alright, so let me get ZXW pulled up here so I can look at this. Alright, 5SE, right in here somewhere. There it is.
Yeah, lightning cable over here.
Yeah.
Thanks. I gotta remember to bring mine back. I just like ran out here. Grab mine. So I was freaking out about that phone. I'm getting all pissed off of it.
Fuck yeah!
That fucking pissed me off to no end.
Yeah, I bet.
They would do an update and it fails.
Alright, I'm gonna switch you over to board view. Are you really gonna put it on there?
I'm gonna put Photoshop on it, but I ain't gonna add the desktop link to it or anything, and then I'm gonna put the GIMP on there and put the desktop link.
Alright, so the power button is right here, button, hold, key, con. So all you have to do is short that pin to ground. It goes through a resistor right here that is a output to CPU. So we're just gonna ground that pin out. I'll switch back over here so you all can see it. What's up, Amy? Brandon, how we doing? Brandon's speaking Chinese. Alright, so it's the fourth pin down right there. So we're going to turn our power on and see if we get anything. Okay, we're getting a constant 0.07 amp draw. Let's turn it off, turn it back on. Alright, so we're not getting any power on signal from that. Let me try that again. Alright, here we go. Alright, we got logo. Woohoo! It's booting up. So, let's see what happens if it'll boot all the way up. And what will work and what won't work. Yep, it booted up. It's in a foreign language. Hey, touch works. So we have, I don't know why it says 1%, but we have touch. There's a passcode on it, so I can't really test it beyond this. Let's see if I can, camera is even locked, so. Well, I'm going to run it through the ultrasonic now just to make sure that everything's cleaned up, but I would say that that one is as good as I can get it. And make sure that it's still on here. Yep, still on. So, yep, we have a working phone. So, mission accomplished, I guess. fan spin, in the words of Lewis. Fan spin. Alright, I don't have any SE boards for parts, so I don't think I'm going to be able to put a cap back on here. I would suspect that it'll be okay without the cap, but let me check and see what it's for. That'll kind of give me an idea. Let me pull that cap off too, because the end of it's just eating up so much. Let's see the other ones. The ends are there. They're just dirty. Like this is all dirty and this is dirty. Alright. Let me check on the schematic real quick, or what these are. Alright, so this big cap up here is VCC main. I don't know what it's feeding. It's got to be feeding something. It's just random VCC main cap up there. That was probably why our phone wouldn't turn on, so we eliminated that VCC main short. Let's flip over to the back side. Alright, so on the back side, well, coincidence, I think not. This cap is VCC main, this is VCC main, this is VCC main, this is, let's see what else is VCC main. These two are these? No, those aren't. That one is. This one here is not. What is that one? Stockholm. So that's for Apple Pay. We're not overly concerned with Apple Pay. I don't know how many people honestly use it. A few, but. So I'm going to take this off, this cap, because I don't trust it. I think it's going to fail. Alright. What's up, fixing? So I'm fairly happy with that. Let's run this through Ultrasonic and we'll move on to our next board. Micah, can you throw the temperature probe in the water and see what temperature is at?
Yeah. Where's the temperature?
It should be right beside it. The little yellow K-type probe thing. Scrape all the rust off here. Yeah, wait.
39 Celsius.
39 right now? Okay. It still needs to warm up more. Needs to be at 65. Ooh, we almost missed some corrosion down here. Hello. So, we need to clean that up real quick. That would have some cellular implications. Love the shirt? Yeah. If y'all want a shirt, let me know. We can get you one. I think they're like $16 or $17 or something like that, where we were getting them. They're pretty cool. They take a while to ship though. That's the only drawback that I've seen so far with them. These look okay. Looks like the ends are just corroded. Nothing crazy. Those pads down there are really rusted though. Oh, that one's fucked. Let's see if I can attach that in between these two chips. Alright guys, I'll get a... Let's see if I can get a link up for you all in the description. For some shirts. Alright. So, ultrasonic this will be. We'll leave our shields off. I'll clean these shields up. Like you can see how gross it was on the inside here. I'm going to clean those up before we put those back on. How we doing, Bobby? Alright, let's see. Alright, so I'm going to clean these up real fast. Get rid of some of this corrosion in here. So when we put them back on, they're not sitting against corrosion again. I got Mark Schaefer one of the shirts, and I think he's gonna wear it to Jess's school one time. I wish the shirts were delivered a little faster. I'd have them for Nashville so I could just give it to him, but looks like I'm gonna have to ship it to him at this point. Alright, so set those off to the side and see what we have next. Running out of space to disassemble phones. I need to put this one back together. The one with the RAM chip issues. Alright, so this is a 6S Plus that I was working on for someone else. I was looking for our parts board and we finally found it. So, we're going to replace the backlight drivers here and see if we can get backlight working again. Or replace whatever else we need to replace, I guess. These two caps up here were really bad. The backlight driver ended up being the ultimate issue. It was shorted under the driver, and then we still don't have any backlight though. One of the drivers was completely screwed underneath. As you can see, some of these components are blackened. I replaced this coil already because I thought the coil was the reason I wasn't getting backlight on the one side, but it still has no backlight, so we're going to replace these two drivers. One's off and one's there, but I don't know if that one's good. We've got a diode here and diode here, diode here and diode here. The diode's tested fine, but I don't know. We'll check, I guess, afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these old ones off. Okay. Let's see, where's my braid? We'll go ahead and clean this up a little bit. I've already cleaned and reballed this one before. Jessa will hate that, I guess. I told her to change before the iPhone 6S. It's true for the iPhone 6 too. The coil can be the issue on a lot of things. We've had several no image phones that the boost coil for Chestnut was messed up. So it's not just backlight issues. Alright, let's rotate this around. See if I can get in there and clean the rest of these pads up real quick. Alright, got our pads cleaned up, so we'll slide over here to our donor board, which this phone was completely working, it's just iCloud locked. So all of our components here should be good. Go ahead and take our antennas up and cut away this portion of the shielding. Make sure that's cut through. I'm going to use heat to get the rest of this off. But I want to make sure that we're broken through here. Let me get my crappy tweezers so I don't fuck up my good ones. Alright, so I might be able to break this off without using heat. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's see if I can. We're gonna pull so I'm gonna mark orientation. So we got one down there in that corner, and then we got one for here in that corner. If you don't have a ZXW, you don't have to mark it. I'm just marking it so I know. SE board that's showing no charging but turning on. Replace TriStar, now phone only boots the Apple logo and then restarts. Redo your which TriStar do these have? Make sure here. So they have a 1610A3. Or no, that's not 5SE, that's the fucking other one. It should be, it may be the new style on the 5SE. No, it's a 1610A3. Did you get it too hot around the NAND? Maybe? Alright, so let's pull some backlight drivers. If I pull these clean enough, they should have a decent reball under them, so I may not have to reball them. I hate putting too much heat on the backlight drivers because they're fairly heat sensitive, I found, on the 6s. So I'd rather not destroy them. I don't know about the 6S backlight driver, but I know the 6 backlight driver is sensitive to heat. Bridge those two. Let me see how the underside looks. Underside looks okay. We have one that's too small. I'll have to reball that one. Alright, so let's pull off our other one. That one's got a larger ball in the corner. I could see it when I pulled it. Yep. So that one over there, we'll have to reball both of those. It's okay though. It should be fairly easy to do. So I'm just going to use my trusty iPhone 6 Plus stencil, because they tend to have the same spacing on some of these. There you go. So I'm going to heat this so that these will make sure it's sitting down flush. Okay. Now we can put our leaded solder in. So that's filled. I'll come in and reball that. Okay. Let it dry. Got a piece of solder that was left over from the reflow stuck to the side of it. Alright, get that off of it. Alright, so that's one chip. Did the chip dance? You gotta nudge it. Let's clean this one up. The soldering's too tall on it. Alright, so same procedure. Clean off some of this solder that's stuck to the back side here. Okay. Pedal to the middle. Okay. Reflow. Reflow this real quick. Alrighty. So now we have two drivers that are reflowed. And this is the one we need to work on because I had scraped away here to test. So first one we're going to put on here. The point is in the bottom left where I marked it. So like so. We'll put a little bit of flux down. Kind of press our chip into place where it needs to be. Well, this makes it so easy when talking and working. It's hard to do both. Imagine it is. Yeah, it can be hard to work and stream, especially if people are asking questions and then they get pissy if you don't answer right away. Like they do on Lewis's stream, they get mad at him because he won't answer questions like as he's working. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, it's fairly complicated to sit there and talk while you're doing something. Alright, so our other one, the point was in the top corner. Right here. Yeah, answer my fucking question. So we're gonna heat this one up. Make sure that that's correct. Yep. One here, pin, one on both sides. Chips are level. Cool this off some. Alright, so Let's see what we have now. Let's attach our cables back so they're not flapping around shorting shit out. There we go. What? What'd you say?
I don't know if I got Adobe for Windows. I think I got it
For your butt.
for your mama.
For your mama. She ain't got no drama. Let's see. I struggled when the wife wants me talk to me while reballing IC. I usually tell her the kids to fuck off. You don't have to be mean. It's a little extreme. Micah says it's acceptable. Be kind of stupid to put a 6 Plus screen on a 6S, right? Duh. I don't know. Fucking not paying attention. Pedal to the metal. If we get one side working, we'll do the iPad rehab special and jump the one backlight to the other.
Yeah, I'll have to download it. I'll wait till you get that screen.
Okay. Alright. We are connected. I need a power cable to force it to boot. Can I see the lightning cable?
Yes, you can.
Thank you. Is that one charging, I guess?
Let me see. I haven't even looked at it. It's turned on, 25% charge.
Sweet. Sweet. Okay. That's alright. That's okay. Alright, so when I do this, I'm just going to plug it in and then unplug it after it's prompted to boot. Alright, that's not right. It's pulling a really high amperage for no apparent reason. So that is not correct. Let's see, did we get anything too hot over here? Doesn't look like it. We got no solder balls or anything there. We got some spots where I cleaned it up before. Why is your amp draw so high, sir? Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Whew, it's instant. So there's a VCC main short now. Where did that come from? Is that under our chip again? Can't be, we just put those on. We just put those on. That short goes away. Alright, let me find VCC main on ZXW. Because we're going to instant 1.6 amp draw as soon as they plug it in, so we've got a VCC main short somewhere. 6S Plus. The mod that has to put up with it. Alrighty, 6S Plus. Where is VCC main? I know you feed the backlight somewhere. There it is, VCC main. Well, it's not a VCC main short because this is VCC main right here, and that's not shorted. Don't beep at me. Let's try diode reading and see what it gives us. Yeah, that's right, 0.3. Yeah, 0.3 volt drop to ground. Let's see if the battery input has a short. Maybe I have a short out here. Yeah, there's no battery input short. Let me see if maybe I was somehow shorting out on the lead. I don't know. I don't think I can. Wow, that's crazy. Woo! Yeah, something gets hot. What gets hot? That's the question. Okay, something down here at the bottom. I think it's the battery gate's getting really hot. Why the fuck is it? What the fuck? Alright, so let's test our VCC main again. Well, now VCC main showing dead short to ground. Well, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh, we had a solder ball pop out here. Maybe it was under our backlight driver here. We had a solder ball right there. So let's check that again. Yeah, we're still dead short on VCC main. So let's, the only thing we've changed is we put these drivers on. So let's pull the driver off and see. Yeah, we got 2 solder balls out of this one, so I would suspect we have a short under this chip. I don't know how though. Oh god, what the fuck happened there? Let's clean that up. I don't know how that happened. I didn't press down on the chip. Let's see if our short's gone. It should be. Yeah, our short is gone now. I don't know if I have my leads correct. It's still gone. It's coming up to 0.3. I don't know how the fuck that happened. I mean, the only thing I can think is somehow one of the solder balls bridged to the other one and then caused them to get hot and melt. I don't know. Let's retest it with just one backlight driver on it. This didn't work last time, so I would be interested to see if at least we get half backlight now. I didn't see any shorts on the anode lines, but I'll go back and recheck. Maybe I have one now that caused that chip to internally get hot and then caused the VCC main solder to bridge to everything else. That's the only thing I can think. That's really odd. Alright, so we'll hook up our power again. It still has an amp draw. It's pulling almost an amp already. Ooh, something gets hot over here. Ow. What the fuck got hot? Well, we had this booting before, so I don't know what the fuck is going on with this. Yeah, as soon as we hook up, let me put a little freeze spray on it and see what gets hot immediately. Go ahead and hook up our leads. So that coil melts immediately. So what does that coil feed from? That's from the other one that we have on there. So I guess both of our fucking backlights are fucked. So our other backlight coil is getting hot, which means this one is somehow fucked too. That's really weird. Let me check orientation just to make sure, but I'm 90% sure that's correct. Yeah, that's right. That's where it's supposed to be. Alright, let's pull it back off then. I don't see any shorts there. Huh. What the fuck is going on here? Let's make sure it still boots up by itself without any backlight. Just make sure there's not any underlying issues here. Yeah, there's no amp draw with it just by itself. Prompt it to boot. Yeah, the voltage looks normal without those on. Alright, so let's do some more investigating then. So maybe we have a short on our anode lines. I call it cap or filters can't be shorted. Caps can. Filters can just be not filters. The fuck is wrong with you?
I was trying to get my hand in my pocket.
Jolly.
Chris, I was trying to get my hand in my
Sound like
pocket.
you're over here having sex with yourself. Alright, so we're going to check the anode lines here and see if we have any shorts. No anode short. Maybe cathode? No cathode shorts. Okay. That didn't make any fucking sense. Micah.
Oh,
Micah's the fapping king.
Fap.
Don't forget to bring your faps. Alright, so we will reball these again and put them on one by one and see what happens. If it does the same thing, then I'm just gonna have to wait for my new chips to get here and put this one on the back burner for now. Because it's gonna be a problem with these chips from reballing them. So that would confirm that these are just as sensitive as the 6s are.
You're sensitive.
They're sensitive.
Chris is so sensitive. Chris is sensitive to your needs.
Yep, shit. Just lifted up my stencil there.
eBay.
Make sure you sign into the eBates.
Activate.
Okay, that was a shit show.
Congratulations.
redo that one.
Alright, so I need a...
I want to welcome y'all to the shitty ass show. So grab a bottle, and everybody bottle. Message retracted. Maybe the balls are too big? That's what she said. Alright, so that's good. Let's clean off our excess here. Then we'll reflow this again, make sure our balls form. Okay. Let's pop this out. I scraped those down a little bit to make sure that they were a little smaller, so maybe that'll help us. Yeah, the stencils make a big difference. Gotta have good stencils. Okay. So, let's put the right side on. Let me clean that up first. I don't want stray solder hanging out. Dr. Dre, grab a bottle and everybody bottle. You just hit the lotto. So where's the rubbers? Who's got the rubbers? Some flux there. Get off the chip. Thank you. Alright, so this one should be aligned like that. Just like so. We will... little dab will do you. Ooh, calm down. Getting out of control here. Alright, let me check and see if there's any shorts now. They are nice stencils. They're from Union Repair. They're the premium stencils that they sell. Let's see if this stays short. Man, this makes no sense. Why is it going short immediately? Let me take that cap off just to make sure that there's nothing there. There's no way this is going short immediately after I put this driver on every time. Unless the drivers have failed. I mean, that's a possibility. Like I said, the 6s were sensitive, so they always fucking failed. Yeah, it looks like the driver is shorting it every time I put it on. Huh, that's fucking weird. Let me see if the chip is internally shorted. So VCC main, let me find an orientation on this. Alright, so VCC main is in the bottom corner here. And then let me find ground. I There is ground on this chip. Yep, okay, so ground is over here. VCC main's over here. So if I flip this, this is VCC main, this is ground. So these two pins down here are ground. Let's see, they're not short. These two should be ground. Yeah, they are. VCC main. Huh. What the hell is going on here? So let's replace this again. Maybe my placement's just shit. I don't know. VCC main though and ground are separated by a decent distance here. I don't think the solder balls are too tall because they don't touch on the pads, so they shouldn't be touching. Once they melt, they get even smaller when the board starts to pull the solder away from it. Is this U2? No, it's not U2. This is backlight driver. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking dead short again. Man, this makes no sense. Hi. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Alright. Well, let's check some of the outputs again and see maybe if we're shorted on our output now. I see our anode lines are clear. Our cathode lines are clear. What the fuck is going on here? Okay, that's shorted. What is that? That is VCC main, so explains why it's showing short. What the fuck is going on? Oh, what is the deal here? What is the deal? Chip off, metered, not shorted. Chip on, metered, shorted. The orientation is correct. A1 is in that top corner. What am I doing wrong here? I mean, the only thing I can think is the chips are bad. I mean, it is dead 0 ohm short to ground. Alright, pull it off. Short is gone. This is grounds right here. Alright, well, let's just check the bottom of this chip and probe everything to ground and see where it beeps and where it doesn't beep. So ground is right here. These two pads are ground. So those two lines right below it are shorted to it. What are you? So, okay, so that makes sense now. So internally, the ground line is shorted to the switching output for one of the output lines. Let me see where the other output is and see if it's shorted to it also. No, it's not. It's the one right above it. So that's our issue. That line is directly shorted. Let's check our other one and see if it's the exact same way. So pin 1 is there. So that means our grounds are these two. No, these two. What the fuck did I meter here? Okay, there's our grounds. These aren't shorted. Alright, so this chip should be okay. This one's fucked. So let me reball this one and see if it becomes fucked after we reball it. Alright. Okay, my Stencil. D4 is on the other side. What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about?
Talking all that jibba jabba.
Jibby jabby.
Oh, this stencil's a little better. Less bullshit to deal with. Alright, I'm gonna try to heat this a little further away. Alright, so let's check this again and see if this chip's okay. So pin 1 is there. So we'll flip it. Grounds are here. Okay. It's not shorted to the switch line. Alright, so this chip seems like it's okay right now. So, let us try putting this one on. Let's see what happens. Need to clean up my excess here. Was thinking the dot might have been placed wrong. No, it's fine. No, it's not a rabbit hole. Maybe a rabbit hole of bad chips. This is just a bad chip, not a rabbit hole. Since the short disappears when the chip is gone, that would be a good indication of where our issue was, and turned out it was that chip. I'm going to turn my heat down just a little bit. Okay. Let's see if our short is there now. Hopefully it shouldn't be. Yay, no short. Okay, so we now have no short on that one. I have no idea what I did with my other driver chip. I would see if it was good. I don't think it was though, but I'd love to test it now, but it is MIA. See what the water temp is now back there?
Okay.
Yes, master.
Yes, master.
I'll be honking, Miss Daisy. I'll be honking.
That's a fried some catfish.
Mm-mm.
Fried up real good for you.
Fry us up a mess of catfish. Alright, that's good enough. Throw this in there for 6 minutes.
6 minuto.
6 minuto. Milli minuto.
Let me see it.
It's right there.
Where's that? Where'd you sit it at? Oh, you can break when there.
And we're still showing a short as soon as I plug it in. What the fuck? Is there a short now? Did it miraculously form a short? Let's recheck.
6 minutes. 11:52.
That's not short. What the hell is it? Is it the screen that's causing this? Let's take the screen off and see if it still does this. As soon as I plugged it in, it was drawing 900 milliamps. It's still doing it. What the fuck is going on with this thing? Yeah, 900 milliamp draw immediately. So, is my chip oriented right? It seems like it is. Yeah, it is. What the hell, man? Put your cap back on. That cap's VCC main cap. It shouldn't matter. We shouldn't have an amp draw like that immediately. Let me see what diode reading gives me on BCC main. Maybe it's like reading low, but not low enough to... No, it's reading normal. So that one's reads 0.3 volt drop to ground. This one's got a bridge solder joint, so it may read different. This one's higher. This one's point... Well, no, I have my leads backwards, sorry. Let's see. No, 0.3. So that's within spec. That's 100% within spec. Let's see, what all do we have here? I'll just start replacing components here. We got that cap. These two look like shit, so let's replace those. Okay. Let's swap these over from the good board. Alright. Now let's tin our pads with some leaded solder so these will take easily. Prep work is key. If you prep your pads well enough, the components should just draw right to them. How can it only be one? Be one what? Depends on what one you're talking about.
We want the cap first. We don't want the resistor first.
You see a bridge on the driver IC? You talking about the parts board? Parts board doesn't matter. Oh, the solder ball. I see it. Where'd you come from? This doesn't explain though why. Okay, caps on. Let's put a resistor on. Ah, shit. Get off my tweezers, bitch. Thank you. Flip over. I will solder you upside down if you do not flip over. Do a little bit of flux here. Okay. Last but not least, our cap. Okay. We knocked our cap down here a little bit. Grab a hold of this. Alright. A1, B1 is bridged. What? What are you talking about? A1, B1 is bridged. Talking about here? These are not touching. None of these are touching. Y'all can make sure. Let's do continuity test. Not touching, not touching. Alright, so let's see again what happens when we hook up our power supply. Is it still doing instant amp draw? Yep, still doing instant amp draw. What the fuck? Alright, so we got a coil that I put on here. I really wouldn't think that that would be causing it, but I'll pull that coil off just to make sure that I didn't have any solder like push out the side or something. But I put this coil on. Let's take that off and see if we get any similar results. No shorts there. Probably clean it a little bit here. Let's see. Okay, so there is some exposed ground plane there. I'm gonna cover that up. That could be an issue. We don't want an exposed ground plane, that's for sure. Okay. There wasn't any short reading on that line though, so that's why I don't think that it was short, but maybe it was. We'll see. I checked that line output to see if it was shorted and it wasn't.
That's it.
Let's test it now with the coil off and see what we get. Okay, so that's probably what it was, I guess. So we don't have any short now. It's not instant amp drawing. I wasn't getting a reading of short on that line, which is the odd thing, but obviously it was causing a problem. So let's get our UV and cure this. Kind of dumb that they put ground right underneath the fucking backlight coil, but whatever.
Cleaned up, ready for you to go.
Ready for you to go.
Ready for you to get on out here.
Let's see what our ultrasonic and mica cleaning system did.
Like a clean good.
Let's see. Stop fucking falling over. So after ultrasonic, doesn't look great, but it looks clean. We still have a lot of spots that you can see where it ate up solder on stuff, but I don't have a parts board here, so I can't go through and replace everything. But I would say it will work. Micah, you want to solder these shields back on? The CPU shield and the back shield. Like your shirt said, it's the coil. It is the coil. It's true.
Sometimes it's the coil.
That coil was not getting hot, but that was most likely from the IC being bad. I don't know. Not sure why it was reading okay and then giving a short since power was present. But nevertheless, don't care. As long as that's the problem, we'll roll with it. Get over here. So we'll let this cure for a little bit, and we're going to put our coil back on. And we'll see if our short is gone. I'm going to draw up some of this solder too. I don't need that much solder in there. We'll just use our piece of braid that we cut off earlier. That beautiful braid footage. Alright, let's see. That should be enough solder left on there. Should be more than enough, actually. Yeah, it was probably when I took it off, it exposed the ground. The reason I took it off, though, is because the coil itself was cracked. So I assumed that since the coil was cracked, that it probably had fucked the coil. And I wasn't getting backlight, so I replaced it. Alright, so let's put our coil back on. Alright, that should be soldered. Alright, let's see if we get our short as soon as we apply power again. Let us see. Yep, short's back. What the fuck? So as soon as I put the coil back on, the short returns. But I covered up the ground plane, so that doesn't make any fucking sense. Ground plane's still covered. Alright, I'm not going to press down on it. I'm just going to let the solder meet it. Alright, let's see if our short's still there. Have no short on the output. The only thing that can be shorting is this coil. Yeah, it's still going straight to dead short. What the fuck, man? The coil cannot be shorted to ground. It's not fucking possible. Not fucking possible. Coil won't matter. If the coil is bad, the only thing the coil does is either go open or fully closed. It can't be short. So there's no short on either side of this. I do diode readings on the input output. Let's see. Input side, output side. So this side is reading low. which is coming from the... That's VCC main. So why is VCC main reading low again? It's coming up as it warms up or cools off for me. Let me let it cool off and see if VCC main comes back to what it should be. Yeah, the coil can't go to ground. Check coil underneath coil. You talking about this one? Right here? That one's just chipped a little, but it shouldn't be bad, since the coil wire is further inside. Alright, let's check this again. So our output to our backlight is at 0.5, and our VCC main is at 0.2, 0.3, or 0.23 and rising, which is normal. It should be about 0.3 volt drop to ground once it reaches room temperature. It's now at 0.287 and still rising. So that's normal. If it is a VCC main short, even with that coil off, it should automatically show short when we hook up our power, and it doesn't. It's a normal 0.2 amps or 0.02 amps. So what the fuck? Oh, what the fuck is going on here? So the output of that goes through the diode over here and out. What can I do here? What can I do? Gotta be something. Yeah, it's gotta be something. That's true. It does have to be something. I agree with you. I'm gonna replace this diode over here. Just, I don't think that'll make a difference, but I don't like the way it talked to my mother. You're talking to my mother all along right there, man. The coil is actually loose on one side, so we might have an issue with this coil. Is our pad gone? Maybe our pad's gone. Oh, it looks like the pad might be gone. It is indeed. So the side of this coil that goes to that diode was actually missing. So let's see if that's ground or if that's diode there. Okay, that's the diode line. Alright, well, let's put a new coil or a new diode on there and see what happens. So we'll take this diode from this board, since there's no need in wasting them. Okay. What's up, TCRS? So I'm going to come in here and clean this up and then scrape the pad back a little bit so I can make a better spot to mount this. Because as of right now, it's not good. The pad might be there. It's just really corroded. Alright. Let's make sure we're not grounded. So check the ground here. No grounds. So let's put our diode on. Okay, diode's in place. I don't think the diode being shorted would cause anything, but I don't know, maybe. We'll see. I'll learn something new today if it is. Checking for shorts here just to make sure. Okay, let's see what line. That should be ground on this one actually. Yeah. Those two are ground. Just making sure none of my other lines that are shared are shorted out. Alright, let's see here. Let's put our coil back on. Make sure, I'm gonna flip the coil over just to make sure there's nothing weird under it. No, looks fine. Okay. Let's see what happens. Yep, immediately goes back to the same amp draw again. So I'm going to test this coil off to the side somehow with a jumper wire, because something's going on. As soon as I put this coil on it, it goes to a bad amp draw, and I don't have any shorts on either side of this, which makes no sense as to why it would have a bad amp draw. Alright, so jumper wire time. If this works, we know we still have an issue somewhere with our coil getting shorted somehow. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is put two leads that run this coil off to the side here. So that's one. Drill it? No, I'm good. I'm good on drilling it. Okay, one wire's clipped. I'll mount the other wire. Okay. Now I'm going to bring my coil over and set it here. And connect my line to one side. Connect my other line to the other side. Okay. Now our coil is now mounted outside of the space that it normally sits. So let's see what happens when we hook up power now. Might fry those wires immediately. Yep, still 0.8 immediately. As soon as I hook those up, it goes to 0.8 amps. Why? Why? It's got to be something in the chip. It can't be this coil. It's obviously not fucking shorted. Let's see what gets hot. So let's see if any of this gets warm. Those wires will probably melt. You'll see the frost melt off them. Yeah, see the coil gets hot. Maybe this cap? Let's see, what is that cap on? Ground. Anode. Which anode? Okay, it could be that cap. Let's remove this cap out of here.
There.
Let's see. Nope, wasn't the cap. There.
Okay, so this one crashed and I have no clue why, and this one won't charge. And I've tried all different chargers. I think what the thing inside of it is bent.
Okay.
I don't know how
I can take a look at it.
I just need to know how much it's going to be to fix either of them.
This one crashed. What do you mean by crash? It shut off and didn't
Shut
come
off
back
and it
on?
won't come back on. It's not even popping up that it needs to be charged or anything.
It's not coil.
This one I have to take a look at. This one I might be able to look at and won't cost you anything, maybe. But I'll have to take
Alright, so we're going to test the theory that it's just the coil causing the issue. So if we bridge these two, if our short returns, then it's not the coil.
There's this
So let's see.
right away? Yeah.
It's having an aneurysm. Alright, so if we just bridge this over. This effectively bypasses the coil. So let's see. 1 amp draw. So it's not the coil. Which we already knew that, but just to prove it, it's not the coil. So it's gotta be something on output. Alright. So output of the diode. So maybe this cap. What's my diode reading here? The reading looks normal. What?
This one needs a new charge for it.
Oh. Let's take this one off here. Replace this one.
Alright, on the 5, it's going to be 45. It needs a new charging port. I haven't looked at this other one. It may be 45 as well. I'm going to test the battery and
You
do
said
a few-
25?
45.
45.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kapton tape on the back side, cool, so it's isolated. It's not the coil. I don't know how many times I gotta say it's not the coil. The coil can't cause a short. The driver can cause a short. A capacitor can cause a short.
Just maybe if you didn't make sure it's saying it's the coil.
Because sometimes, Mike, it is the coil. That's why I put the disclaimer underneath of it that says 10,000% fixed, bro. So, put a different diode
So if I
on
can't
it.
do this today, can I come back on Thursday? Can I do it?
Yeah, it's fine.
I don't get paid.
How much, oh, you mean, hey, okay, money. I gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna like let you fix them before I get
Let
paid.
me find out what's wrong with this other one.
Okay, clean up the excess solder here. Here's a resistor that's shifted off. Alright, so coil disconnected, no short. Reconnect coil path.
Do we not have any out there?
We don't have them at all, they're brand new.
Oh.
Yeah, we probably get some of
We've got 2 of each and they're different colors.
them. Okay. Hook it up and shorts back. So this is something on the output side. Only thing on the output is diode and IC. Not true. Input side of the diode. So it's gonna be an IC issue that's causing this. Oh no, because there's no short with the coil disconnected. Is there? Okay, so yeah, it's a boost section. So yeah, it's gotta be the diode or the coil or the IC itself. So let's remove the IC again and confirm that I was correct that these are extremely sensitive to heat, and it's probably failed. I'm not even going to clean that up. I'm going to leave it how it is to make sure that we don't have any bridge there from previous. So it's going to be the ICs probably that were trolling me. Yeah, there's no short now, so it's the ICs that were trolling me, not the coil. So both ICs were bad internally from heat. So I'll have to wait. Micah.
What?
We have to wait.
Okay.
I thought I could scavenge them, but evidently too much heat. So I'm going to put my coil back and wait for my new backlight drivers to come in. Yeah, both. I told you those drivers are sensitive to heat. That's why usually scavenging them is not successful. But if I get new ones, I can put them on one heat cycle, done. Doesn't screw them up. Yeah, it happens. It's alright. Let's tack these down a little better. Okay. Those are good. So let's zoom out here. And we will wait for new drivers. Move on to the next one. Okay. Unlucky faux show. What's next on the list? Who's doing my box? Okay.
No box.
Oh, it's on the floor. On the floor. I need to put that 5SE back together actually. Do that first. Shot in the dark, what about the PMIC? No, it's not PMIC. MacBook, you don't have to worry about heat. 450 max, yeah. 6S Plus, how do I change screen? How do you change screen, bro? Derek, how do you change screen, bro?
How do you change the screen? One screw at a time.
One screw at a time. Very carefully. Derek's wise words of the day. One screw at a time. We're just gonna have you come in and say some wise words and then leave every time.
Okay. $10 per word.
$10 per word? You're gonna overrun my revenue that I even make off of YouTube. I won't make any money at that point.
Alrighty, I guess I can drop down to Buy 2 words, get 1 free.
Oh, sweet.
$2.
YouTube dollars. We don't make many of them. But at least we're educating the world. YouTube doesn't even send me a check yet. I don't make enough. Why you no go in your hole? What are you doing, Micah?
Trying to do this
Testing
one,
that one?
Trying to do power on.
What the hell?
Power on.
What is it?
iPhone 6.
Won't power on?
Yeah, one power on.
DC power supply do anything?
Test it. I'm trying to make battery and it didn't do anything.
You want me to test it out over here?
Yeah, if you want it.
Let's see what the old DC power supply says. Re-hot backlight.
I've got some cameras and stuff disconnected because I'm going to try and test the cameras and stuff hooked up.
iPhone 6. Oh, it's got a dead short. Any water damage?
I didn't see any.
Don't know if that was the holes in the little things you're in there.
Okay.
Don't trap that thing. Yeah, there's no water damage, so it's got a shorted cap somewhere. See, so when I hook up my DC power supply, see how it goes to full 2 amp draw immediately? And I bet
So
they...
something's pulling it all.
Yes.
Can you feel the heat?
Yep. It's
On
right,
top?
right here. It's a capacitor.
Faster.
Mm-hmm. We can fix that one for $100.
Alright, this one would be 100.
100?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to go ahead and put it back together for you, or?
Yeah, and then I'll come back Thursday.
Okay.
Okay.
If it's easier for you to keep it, I don't care. I don't think they do anything with it.
It's up to you. If you want to leave them here, we'll just have you fill out paperwork.
Just
Yeah.
call up here.
She's already filled out.
Ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll have my fitness pairs and stuff later this week. You need anything
I've already ordered 60 of them, buddy. I sold out all the ones I bought last week. Like, in a day. So,
So you just need this?
yes, ma'am.
On that?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know the capacitor for it.
Okay,
I'll
that's fine.
figure it out.
Okay.
Just let me know.
Okay. What
just-
about the other one?
Yeah. Mike, do you have your other phone?
Yeah.
And just let us know. Either call or come by.
Okay.
We'll get some figured out for you.
There you go.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No problem.
Yeah, put that in the third phone. Thank you for you.
Hey there.
I dropped the phone off for Renee Fawcett. It was an iPhone.
Okay.
Wanted to see the status of that.
What was what kind of iPhone was it?
I believe it was the 6.
What was the name?
Renee Fawcett.
You still any more of those headsets this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna add that onto it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
Cracked screen.
Okay.
See if this is it.
Huh?
See if this one's it. I don't have paperwork on it for some reason.
I didn't fill any out when I dropped it off.
Okay. That might be why.
I'll just text you everything.
Okay.
Now it's, and you got free access to try to order more. We no longer get paid. Hundreds. I think there's one with the retractor with the headphone retract into it.
Yeah.
So I've got some of those on order now.
Okay.
They'll be the same price.
Okay.
It cost me about $1 more, but I mean, I've got a few in 800 as well. I think 5.
Yeah. Well, I guess let me know. Are the new ones just like the old ones?
So they give me an I'll bring them and show you.
Okay.
The picture looks a lot, really similar.
Okay.
I think the ends might be a little bit larger to hold the cord when it winds up.
Yeah. Well, I've had people ask if we had the ones that retract, so.
I think they'll sell better. Just because they get some going with that dangling on the neck.
Yeah.
They
I
get
agree.
caught on the seatbelt. I don't have any commuters in for the SA. This is all I have. And I got my film colors with me. I just gave you 2 of each. I know you don't really keep many Samsung stuff.
Okay. Do you have any? What do you have over there, Marco?
Huh?
What do you have on your desk?
Just this phone.
Is it still broken?
I
It's fine. I was just checking on it for him to pick it up and drop it off.
I'm trying to remember which phone it is. iPhone what?
I think it was a 6. Sorry.
It's fine.
Pretty good.
I'm trying to remember too. I don't even remember it. I thought everything that we had fixed was picked up, but maybe it wasn't.
It's a pretty neat device you got there.
What's that?
Power cable thing.
Yeah. What all did you have here, Derek? You just said
There was
that.
a 6 here. I don't really, you said it got mixed in with something. I really don't know what happened to it.
How long ago?
It's been a while. I
Oh.
brought that and the 6 Plus at the same time. I seen my hands was more important to fix at the time. And honestly, if you lost the 6, I really don't care.
All of them are in a bag together.
But you can just have it. I have it. But I'm sure it was iPhone.
I'm trying to see what this phone is. This had your name stuck to it, but I don't think it's yours. I think it was supposed to be stuck to the other one.
I don't have that Wing 6 here. That was it.
This screen's not ours, though. I don't know where the screen came from.
What's the symbol? It's mobile.
I haven't.
Come back by. She's busy with work and
Okay.
not answering her phone, so
Yeah, just let me know, and
Okay.
um,
I'll be right.
we'll get it sorted out.
Thank you.
No problem. This one works, but I don't know who this is.
It was in pieces, and I thought it was getting hot. And I think I brought you the wrong one. You said you did something to it.
I don't remember her coming in. Unless someone else dropped it off and she was picking it up.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I mean, most screen repairs I usually do, and then they come right back and pick them up, or they stay here and pick them up. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never had a screen replacement dropped off. The only one that I remember being dropped off was the 6S Plus, which we did.
Yeah, it's done.
The 6 that one kid dropped off and didn't pick up, but he picked it up Monday.
What was the name on that one that we did the battery in? It's not the same person, is it?
That's the 6S Plus and the battery, right?
Yeah. I don't know if
I don't think that was it either.
No. Yeah, it's paperwork though too.
Yeah, that's what I'm
She's
saying.
saying she didn't fill out any paperwork though.
Was that supposed to be some of the worst cases?
What are they?
VRUS. I'll
I
bring
don't
you
think
something.
so.
I'll show you.
Let me find this phone. I don't know what
Good luck.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
See ya.
Actually, I saw they had switches in Friday at Best Buy. I know you got one.
I got one.
I know you got one, but I saw.
He paid that.
I paid that
price.
premium price.
No, somebody was there picking up their Mario Kart game, and they had like 7 or 8 of them.
Yeah,
Like I said.
I forgot that that's come out already. I need to go pick up a copy of it.
We had it pre-ordered. It was my son's birthday gift. So.
Yeah,
What's the box there?
that's the one that mine came in.
Okay. What's this 6S Plus? What's the name on it? The one that's water damaged here. You've got the paperwork for
I
it.
got
right there.
paperwork over here. It's Michelle something. Oh wait, no, not water damage. This is the one with the short cap. I got the water damage phone right here. I don't know where you have the
No,
paperwork.
what's the 6S Plus? I'm not talking about those.
Okay.
The 6S Plus that the one guy brought in a couple weeks ago that we were waiting on parts. You took it apart.
Oh yeah, no, I got his paperwork and stuff in that. All in the
Okay.
bag.
Check everything back there and see. I don't have a clue what she's talking about. This is the only phone that was on the done shelf, but this isn't our screen. This sure as fuck ain't our screen.
Here's that guy on the water damage phone. His name's like, if you ever get
Sorry guys on stream, I'm trying to get this figured out. Guys and gals, excuse me. Let me solder this fucking cap back on here. We keep everything on the shelves just to make sure, but sometimes things get mixed up. But I don't remember this phone that she's talking about, unless it's this one, which we didn't put a screen on it. This may be it, but this has an aftermarket screen. This looks like board damage repair because these shields have been taken off and put back on.
That's probably was Derek's thing. I don't remember putting
But
it
this
back there,
phone works. Derek doesn't remember this phone.
Yeah.
It had a sticker on it, though.
Yeah, here. Water damage
It had a
paper.
sticker with Derek's name on it, though, which it shouldn't. Because Derek's gotten all his stuff back.
Okay.
Take this off.
Once it got stuck to it, there's a sticker and it got stuck to it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think. Shit, I forgot the business phone's dead.
Like I said, I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm charging right now. What carrier? How much? No. Yeah, I'm sure. You can't sell them for much more than that. I know exactly how much it sells for. I know. I got 2 iPhone 7 Pluses. You want to buy one? 120 gig, 128 gig unlocked. $550 for iPhone 7 Plus, 128 gig unlocked. Trade? No. I don't want to trade. No, I don't. Who is it? Oh, no. I'm good. You can sell it. You can sell it to somebody for $500. Yeah, somebody will buy it. I appreciate it. I hope that pizza gives you listeria. Alright, later. Oh, shit. Alright, let's put this coil back on and move on. I need to put this 5S back together too. So I can... 5SE, excuse me. So we can ship that shit out. So do you see anything back there? Is there anything on your tables? Anything?
No.
Okay.
I got 2
The only phone that I have
phones.
that has no paperwork, but it said Derek on it, is this iPhone 6 over here.
I'll get that Mega on my desk. No iPhones though.
I have a feeling she's not going to come back and the lady's already picked it up or something.
Yeah.
Okay, that coil's on. We're gonna make sure this still boots up. I hate dicking with boards so much, and then you end up causing issues because you have to keep messing with them. So iPhone 6 Plus, no short to ground with the coil on because our driver's not on there. Excuse me. Hook up our cable to tow it to boot. Get that out of the way for a second. Alright, that's out of the way. Hook up our power. Yep, it's booting. Let's see if the computer sees it just to make sure. While it's doing that, I'm going to put this 5SE back together. I really hope that she comes back and says, sorry, sure, I picked it up. That way I don't have to keep looking for it. Hasn't booted up yet. What's it doing? Waiting to see. CPU's warm, which it should be. Hopefully it hasn't gotten any worse. We'll see. Maybe it has. Yep. Working? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Oh, sweet. Get that brown bag special. I don't know. Michael, what do you want to eat?
Shit, I don't care.
He said shit, he don't care. Don't care, shit, he don't care. Shit, he wants shit.
Shit in a bag.
He wants pieces of shit for breakfast. Not shit. Just grab whatever. I don't care. All right. Love you. Bye. All right. I'll turn the business phone on. It's been off this morning. I forgot all about it. The 6 Plus boots up. It took a little bit, but it booted up. Kind of scaring me for a second. I was like, oh no, fucking A. I forgot to hook up my cable. Yeah. Got it on there without having to fucking undo it.
Hey,
Hello.
can I help you?
I'm hoping you can.
Oh no.
You know what this means, don't you?
Toilet water.
But why is it in a big bag of rice?
Because that's what my son did when he came home after he jumped in the pool with his phone in his pocket.
Well, the rice ain't gonna help.
It's not.
Nope.
But you can take it home, boil it now, and
And eat it.
Or you can just throw it out.
yeah, that too.
Can you open it up and see if there's anything you can do for him?
Yep.
Yep, we can
Okay.
do that.
And then before he had that phone, he had this one.
Mm-hmm.
And then he switched schools and got a new email. So his Apple ID and all that is hooked up with the old school where he can't even connect to it. So he gave it to his sister to use. And
Okay.
she cracked hers.
Okay.
Well, we went out to AT&T store and that's who sent us here.
Okay.
I guess Joey maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he said that he called down here and you all said it was $35 to switch the glass from here to here.
Yes.
So that's what I'd like you to do with this one.
Okay.
Okay?
Let me get this.
So
want to toss that in your trash?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Or you can take it home and boil it, whatever you want. Alright, so fill this out.
While rice does absorb moisture, moisture is usually not the problem.
Okay.
So whatever liquid gets spilled on it or gets into it, if it was like pure water, so like
He's at the high school, he's in a swim class,
Yeah.
and he forgot it was in his swim trunk pocket, and
Yeah.
he just jumped in and jumped right back out.
So the problem with
Freaked
pool
out.
water is you've got chlorine and all the other kind of minerals in it, so that's usually what causes problems. Pure water itself is not conductive, so you could technically take your phone and dunk it in pure water that's just completely just water only, and then pull it out and let it dry out, and it would work just the same. But the problem is any water like tap water has minerals in it, pool water has minerals and chlorine in it.
And you know
Water out in
something
the everywhere else.
Yeah, they corrode.
They corrode
rust
and
out.
cause problems.
Okay.
So that tends to be the issue that we run into. It's very rare that water itself will cause any problems. It may stop the item from working, but when it dries out, it'll work again. Alright, let's see if this is charging. Yay, it's charging. Apple logo. You don't have to blow on it so hard, Micah.
There's a grain of rice
Stuck in it?
charcoal.
We'll get that out. That's common. Common rice.
Come
Okay, passcode, I have no idea. For either phone.
Yay.
Can I call you when they get out of school and give it to you?
on. Yeah, or we'll just give you a call when if we actually need it.
Okay.
Main goal is
Okay.
just to get them turned on.
5SE is doomed.
No, hers is like her student ID from school or her birthday, but I have no idea when it's going to
Okay.
be. And send on
These
He'll
bags.
probably want to come down and send it for you.
Okay.
So secretive.
Okay.
Okay, issue with device. So this one just switch glass.
Let's solve this. The ultrasonic now has shortcut.
People actually leave their stuff here longer than 60 days?
Mm-hmm.
They just forget and they don't come back? Or?
No, some of them just refuse to come back.
Yeah.
We've called some people that still have iPads back there that have been here for 10 months. And we've called them 3 or 4 times. They just won't come get them.
They just have nothing for you to burn.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Or they
Okay.
just don't care.
I think I got all that good for you.
Oh, okay.
Can you have this? This is awesome with that.
You can have it.
Everything. Wow, that's,
It's a stylist.
yes, that's good. Okay, so I just leave all this with you all?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
We'll
And
get
may I
the
have
screen
that, or I'll
swap.
just take another card. So I
Yep.
can call you. I'll have something.
We'll get the screen swap for you, and I'll work on this water damage one now.
Okay, great. So you'll just call me when they're done then?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, super. Y'all have a great day.
You too.
Thank
You
you.
too.
You're welcome. Alright, by popular demand, aka Amy, we are doing the not toilet phone. This is a pool phone. This one took a swim in somebody's pocket. Came in a 20-gallon bag of rice. First things first, we're going to have to get the rice out of the charging port. So, I think they perfectly designed the lightning cable so that if people used rice, it would get stuck in there. Alright, so we still have water in here. That's good. That means it's not completely dried out. Our indicators are tripped. But the best thing to do, so if as business owners, if you're doing this, or even as a DIY, if you're watching these videos, if you get a phone wet, your best option, if you cannot get it open immediately and dry it out and turn the phone off, your best bet is to turn the phone off, disconnect the battery if you can. If you can't, put it in a Ziploc bag by itself so that the water cannot evaporate out of it, and get it immediately somewhere where you can disassemble it and properly clean it. Because if the liquid is still there, that keeps the minerals and stuff from drying out on the board and corroding. As long as water's present, it'll slow the corrosion process down a little bit. You may get some electrolysis where if you can't disconnect the battery, power flowing through may corrode caps, but at least you won't be frying chips, and that's the key here. We don't want to be burning chips up. The problem that we usually run into is people will try to power their device on after they think it's dry, and that's never the case. Because, well, not never the case. Most of the time, corrosion will start to form. Some people get lucky, and then that becomes this misconception. Oh, I put my phone in rice and it worked. Well, chances are you could have put that phone in feathers or set it on your table and it would work. So, yeah, 20-gallon bag of rice. We measure our rice in gallons, not pounds. Pool water, not the poo water. That's a good distinction when you know it's pool water, not poo water.
Butt water.
Butt water. The king of beers, butt water.
Chris loves the butt water.
Butt water.
Drinks a gallon a day.
I do. Butt water, a gallon a day.
Just goes in there with Ken and they start slurping out that toilet bowl.
You know what they say? A gallon of butt water a day keeps the doctor away.
No, I think you gotta go to the doctor after drinking butt water. Listeria.
A gallon of butt water a day makes you go to the doctor daily. I don't know if that would be... Would you get listeria? No, it would be something else. What happens when you drink shit water? It's like you get an E. coli,
Yeah,
don't you?
but isn't that listeria?
I didn't think listeria was E. coli. Maybe it is.
I thought it was a form
I thought it
of
was
E.
a
coli.
bacteria. I thought listeria was a bacterial infection. It might be a form of E. coli, I guess. I don't know. Where's Jessa when you need her? She can explain this. Measure it by volume instead of weight. Were you mad at me, bro? That's why you have no friends. Are we no longer friends? Did the wire you put on the 6 Plus for no service fix it? It did fix it, but I don't know how long it's going to fix it. So the phone just got mailed back this week finally. I tested it before it left and it was still working. But sitting on a shelf is not the same thing as using daily. So I will be interested to see what happens after daily use. Because that's where your wear and tear is going to happen, and that's when you'll find out if it's going to last or not. I'm going to guess that it will not last, but we'll see. Alright, so with any water damage, the first thing that I do, since there's still liquid on the board, oh yeah, still water in here, that's good. We want to get all of our shields taken off, and we want to get this into the ultrasonic now.
Now? Like right now? I guess.
Like right meow? No, not right meow.
No, I'm gonna turn it off.
Did you turn it off?
Huh? Yeah, I turned it off.
Damn it, Micah.
Using it again
Damn
today.
it, boy.
I didn't know that this lady was going to be bringing in rice water. Right from the fields of China.
In the fields of cotton.
Because you're a racist.
You're a racist.
You're just singing your
That's fucking...
cotton field songs.
That's what's his name? Fucking Phil Collins, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard the song before. Maybe while your grandpappy's out on his white pony out in the fields or some shit. Is that how the lyrics of that song go?
Yes. He said among the fields of cotton. Alright, got a little corrosion down there around the audio IC, which is to be expected. As is tradition. As is tradition. The prince now is fawting on the princess's head, as is tradition. Forgot to get your mom's wrenches today.
That's good. This is.
Ugh.
What?
The rust is real.
Rustified.
Rusty gazongas. Alright, I'm gonna have to take the tip off this and blast the heat to it to take off the baseband shield. Baseband shield, usually I don't take off unless it looks like it's had damage around it. And if you look down by the battery connector on this one, you can see there's some corrosion down there, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull the baseband shield. If I can get my nozzle off. And then we're gonna crank up our air to 1,000,000 degrees in the Caribbean seas with the hot mommies screaming I poppy. Meow, listen here. You listen here, meow. Is this the toilet phone? No, it's not a toilet phone. It's a swimming pool phone. If it was a toilet phone, I'd have gloves on. Okay, so we're gonna heat our shield with no cover on the, or no nozzle on it. So we want to go maximum heat here. This seems to be the way to do it. Alright, shield's off. Thank you, Larry, for telling me to do that, because it makes life much easier. Alright, so as you can see here, we've got some corrosion around there, around the baseband. Alright, so all our shields are off. We're going to take and clean off this thermal paste that they use, because it just makes my water dirty, and I don't like that. This means I have to change it out more. And there's the inside of that shield. Nice and rusty. Put our thermal shit back in here. Okay. Alright, so we're going to do a before and after. So this is before. We're going to take our sticker off because that's going to get washed off anyway. So before pictures, rust here, rust there, rust in there, around here, a little bit of discoloration on top of that chip. Flip it over. Tigris has some around it. Audio IC has some around it. And then we got some corrosion up here too. So we're going to go toss it in the bath. The magic bath. The magic man. Now you see me. Now you don't. Right in the dick.
No, we did.
Your table is extremely dirty.
Which table?
This one. Got shit everywhere on it.
That one?
Yeah.
I haven't even used that table in forever.
No, you should clean it off.
It's been neglected.
You should clean it off so we can. What's my water temperature? Looks hot. 60 degrees. Fuck yeah. Here we go, man. Clean that bitch. Clean it up. Clean it up. Get it clean. Get it tight. Get it right. Look at these, are fancy.
What is it?
The S8 boxes. They're nice.
That's
Yeah, the OtterBox. They're really nice. Defender Series Rugged Protection.
rugged for your
OtterBox. Established 1998. The Screenless Edition. I guess this doesn't have a screen in it because of the front cover. It's written in like 7 million different languages on the back.
It's been in all that ching chang.
It does have the ching chang, yes. Fort Collins, Colorado. And Ireland. Evidently they have an Ireland section now. Does it slide out from the side? Ooh, this is fancy! Maybe. Looks like that's how it slides out. Yeah, it does. Damn, that's fancy. That's a nice box. Defender series. Yeah, it doesn't have a screen on it because the... Look at that, Micah. It doesn't have a protector on it for the S8. That's nice. Looks good. Clips in nicely. Sits right on its little stand. Stop yelling. Why do you always yell when you sneeze?
Because my nose is dying.
What's all the pixelation on the main camera? I don't fucking know. It's a webcam, man. What do you want me to do? Can't make it any better. It's a 720p webcam. I'd say it's doing pretty well for what it is. Why are you taking pictures of my mom's titties all the time, Micah? Alright, so that's been in the bath for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Two minutos. Let's answer some questions. Honest, it was pool water. Why is the water yellow? The water wasn't yellow.
It was yellow.
Your mom's yellow. Your mom's yellow. Piece of sheepdogans, piece of sheepdogans. It's all the pieces of shit. Is the phone on? Yeah, the phone's on. Is it on? On? Yeah, it's on. I'm gonna do this one here in a second, and it's gonna be a nightmare. This SD RAM short phone. So this one was a Touch IC job that somebody put tape on here and put so much tape that it flexed the board right here, and you can see this coil's cracked right here and this coil's cracked right here. The SD RAM had a dead short under it. As soon as you hooked up the battery, it had an 800 milliamp draw. Somebody said, "God damn it, Mike, every fucking stream where you're sneezing."
I do what I want.
Alright, so that's GPU. That's reading 80 ohms. That's right. $300 ohms. I believe this was the SD RAM line. Yeah, it is. So the SD RAM line's right here. It was dead shorted to ground. We took the SD RAM off, and there's no short now, but we've got to try to knock this underfill down some so I can reball this and then put a new chip on it. Mike, did you fart?
No, I did not.
Fucking stink.
If I did,
He said, the CRI said that you destroyed another third world nation with your sneeze.
good. They deserve to die.
Let me show you how it can crack from tape. So I'll have to show you on my phone through a picture, but I don't want that. Okay, so I'm gonna brighten this up so you all can see it. So if we're looking here, see that wad of tape that's mounted on the back of the phone? And see how the board is highly bent right there? If we go back the other way, you can see it in the frame. See where the LCD shield goes down on it? And see the giant bulge where it's pushing out right where the LCD shield is? That is from that tape. And it bent the board so much that it caused the items to crack. Can you go help Ashley?
Where's she at?
Right out front.
Hold on.
Alright, I gotta pull this board out. It should be done. Can you breathe through your face? You can't breathe through your mouth, Chris. Alright, let's look at this under the microscope. The microscope.
They're named after Micah.
Named after the mica.
Invented in 1987.
Alright, so these are just dirty, but the caps, the ends of the filters are there, or the coils. This still has some rust on it, but not bad. These all look good, so that's good. Let's see what this one looks like. That one's good too. At least the underfill did its job and protected these caps. Okay. A little rust still there, but it's just surface. I can scrape it off. Let's look down here. Discoloration, really discolored right there. We might replace that. Looks like we got a scratch there from something. Is that a wire? What is that? Oh, somehow that got scratched. Backside, audio IC. Couple caps look like shit there. We'll go through and check all these. Cap here that looks bad. Caps here look bad. NAND stuff looks okay. This area looks fairly well. Couple caps up here that look kind of shitty. VCC main cap there that looks shitty. So let's see here. Do we have VCC main short? I don't think we have a short. Let's check here. Check all these caps down here and see if there's any shorts here. Well, that's shocking. None of those are shorted. This filter still works. This one still works. No BAT BCC short. No BCC main short. Let's check our backlight. Outputs, they're fine. We'll check VCC main here just to show you again. No short. That's the chestnut driver coil. It's not shorted. Well, I'd be shocked if this thing didn't turn on. Let's look at the screen. Screen's probably fucked though. Connectors look okay, but that doesn't mean that water didn't come through here and destroy something. Let's hook this up and then check for short with it present. Okay, so the screen's plugged in. Let's check and see if our backlight has a short now. No, it's good. VCC main. Oops, is good. Alright, let's see if it turns on. Mika,
What?
think it'll turn on? What you think, Micah? What you think?
Which one is that?
The lady that her son jumped in the pool with it?
The water damage one? Mike, come on.
Let's see. Battery hooked up. Do we get any shorts? No shorts. Let's try to turn it
I
on.
never think of my stupid password. I hate everything.
No backlight. No, it has backlight. It's just really faint. So it's booting up. That screen's fucked. I can see water all in it. But it is turning on. The fan is spinning. Fan spin.
Is it turned on?
Yeah, it's booting right now.
Is
The screen looks like shit. It'll need a new
Oh.
screen.
Do you get water behind the LCD?
Yeah, backlight. That's okay though. Alright, so we're at the boot screen. Touch works. Yeah, the screen's just highly water damaged. That's about it. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference there. So, she doesn't know the password though, does she?
Nope.
Alright. Well, that's as far as we can test, but it turns on and it works. So I'm going to scrub this board down just to make sure, clean up some of these, and then I'm going to eat some lunch and I will get off for a little bit and then get back on. Meow, you're done. Yes, meow, I'm done. Hey Micah,
What?
what's an outside cat say? That's not what an outside cat says. No, it's not.
Outside.
It's not.
I think that's your neighbors.
Yeah, that's your neighbors out in the
No.
yard sniffing your dog shit.
No.
Micah's
That's outside going.
Micah's neighbors. Micah's neighbors called the what did they call animal control? Call animal control because his dogs were taking a shit in Micah's backyard, not in the neighbors.
Privacy fence.
That's privacy fenced, but they called the cops or the animal control on him because his dogs were taking a shit in Micah's
Neighbor's
yard.
allergic to poop.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
His neighbor turns out to be allergic to dog shit, evidently.
Me and Hillary were saying what you should do with the mannequin. You should like make it like a centerpiece for the garden and have her
I've
like
already got a
holding.
lamp for it and I've almost got done.
Really?
Yeah, but you can
And
have
you
it holding shit.
holding dog poop in each hand, just like it would be beautiful.
This cap looks Sketch 9000. Mr. Sketch 9000, so we're going to get rid of this cap and put a different one on. You go away, sir. I don't trust you. Let's see if we can clean these up. Yeah, I'm putting flux and new solder on these components just to see if the ends are burnt off or if it's just dirty. Most of the time they're just dirty. You can clean them right up. It's just from the water kind of oxidizes the solder. So see, those just cleaned right up. Now this one may not clean up. No, it might. Let's see. So this one might clean up too. Yeah, it cleaned up too. Very cool. What's for lunch? Hamburger.
Bacon cheeseburger.
Bacon cheeseburger. Micah's neighbor is allergic to himself. Yes, pretty much. I think Micah isn't telling you the whole story. I think
What?
the
No.
cops were called because Micah used the backyard as his toilet.
But, I
Micah,
go out there
have
and
you
take a
been
piss.
shitting in the
I
backyard?
don't take a shit out there. I go out whenever I'm out in my garage working. I'll walk out there and take a piss.
Damn, Micah, pissing in your own backyard. You rebel.
Yeah.
You rebel, you.
They're not getting the whole story though, because you're not telling them what kind of dogs they are.
Roy Nelson from UFC. Oh, maybe a little bit. He's bigger than I am. I wouldn't want to fight with him. He'd whoop your ass. You'd punch him like 6 times, he'd laugh at you. Micah, are you fertilizing your begonias?
Yeah.
Micah believes in all natural fertilizer, bro. Save the earth, bro. No, I actually do save the earth. Shit in your backyard. Help save the earth. Did you know if you go inside your house and you spray hairspray, that it's completely sealed off and you can't affect the ozone? Trump logic. It's organic. I just need a ponytail? No. I'm good on ponytails. Alright. I think those are cleaned up enough. We got one more here that's a little dirty. We're going to replace that cap. Oh, we got 2 down here that look like shit. We're going to replace that Wi-Fi cap here in a second, and then we're done. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
I'm going to tack those down into place. Get off my iron, bro. Okay, those are soldered down. I'm happy with that. Let's clean it up. Eats a ton of processed food. Shits, it's organic. Here's the real question. Is processed food not organic just because it's been processed? That's the question you have to ask yourself. What the fuck are you catching on? Quit.
That's an iPhone cable. Oh. I'm gonna back up my phone
Okay.
because I haven't done that in a while.
You need to.
Especially before you do updates.
Bricks.
If your name's Micah and you update your phone, it bricks.
No.
Don't be Micah. Back up your phone.
Are you gonna work on?
Yeah.
Okay.
You had to restore it like 78 times. How does his neighbor go outside anywhere? I don't understand the question. How does his neighbor go outside anywhere? My BS detector would flash red.
What the fuck? That makes no sense.
I don't understand it either. Can you have iPhone 6 ports?
CNC.
Huh?
iPhone 6 ports.
is iPhone 7 to replace.
What color?
What color is it? White.
7 or 7 Plus?
Is it it's a regular 7 and not the 7 Plus? The screen is white. Okay. It's regular 7.
165
165
plus tax.
plus tax. Yeah, it takes them about 20 minutes or so.
On 7.
Mm-hmm.
And we have them in stock, right?
Yeah,
Can you order
it may take a little longer. Maybe about
He
30
said it
minutes.
may take about a half hour for it. They take a little bit longer than this.
We should have a white one back there. Check and make sure, Micah.
Great. We're downtown on the square and we're open 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. We're on the Capo Art side, like in between Zebra Graphics and the cigar shop.
3 doors down from 440. Huh? White?
Okay, alright, thank you, bye. Yeah. Everybody knows when you say Capo Art, it's better than
440?
Huh?
People
Yeah,
usually
a lot
know
of people-
440.
Not a lot of people. When I say 440, they're like, what?
What are you talking about?
The restaurant?
where?
Oh, what?
What'd
So
you
I
call
just
me?
say Capital Arts because
What'd you call me? Alright.
Got our capacitor.
Have you guys ever considered using small air compressor instead of buying Kender? Yes, we have. Somebody, I don't know if it was you, Zach, or someone mentioned trying a airbrush air compressor, which might be okay. The problem is we can't use an air compressor in here because of the sound it makes. We're in a office building technically, so we can't have just a fucking air compressor blazing away at 700 octaves.
Technically, I think a full tank would last all day. You
yeah.
You could set it on a timer to fill up at like 4 a.m.
In the morning, yeah. It'd have to be 100% tight though. It couldn't leak at all. If it did, you'd be
You can seal them up tight. Yeah.
you'd be midday pressurizing. But yeah, we have talked about an air compressor. Even one of those portable tanks would be okay, but I would hate having to lug it back and forth.
All day, though.
Yeah, but I'd hate to lug it back and forth all day too.
Lug it? What do you mean?
If we got one of the fillable tanks
Oh.
instead of an actual compressor, just the air tank. It's cheaper to get one of those. Why can't they just have whisper quiet ones? We need one that has a piston driven one that they're a lot quieter, but they're also much more expensive. The ones that have the motor that rotate the piston instead of it being mounted directly on it.
Yeah.
So when they turn on, it's like it's not like super loud. Alright, so just getting rid of some of our rust left over here, so I can put my shield back on. Okay, shieldy time. Get nitrogen tanks safe and cheap. That's not a bad idea. Can you get nitrogen poisoning? Is that possible?
No.
I know we breathe nitrogen, but I was just wondering maybe we could get too much nitrogen in here. We'd all die. You also need an air dryer. Hair dryer or air dryer?
You just need a filter.
Are you talking about like a
Moisture trap.
dehumidifier?
You'd have to have moisture.
I'm not worried about dehumidifier. This building probably leaks constantly.
It does.
We did have a leak actually, yeah.
Hasn't done it in a while. So hopefully
They fixed it, yeah.
how do I poke around my iCloud to delete stuff?
To what?
Like, you know how it said it was full? I guess from all those.
Just log into iCloud.com and delete shit.
It probably won't back up because of that. I'll be back up.
Alright, so solder our shield on here. If you start turning blue, call the paramedics. California Air Tools. Okay. I'll have to look that up. I understand what you're talking about now with the air dryer. Inline air dryer.
No, it's not air. It's just a moisture trap.
Yeah.
Traps it.
Yeah. It's like an expansion area.
Otherwise, you're going to be blowing water onto your.
What? You don't like water on your motherboards? What are you?
Occasionally.
What are you, a prude?
I've done that
What
once
did I just
before.
do?
I had to clean my board out.
Just soldered this to the wrong board. Dear. Good practice.
Alright, 5C screen swap done.
Actually, you want to solder these shields back on?
Let me see 'em.
Hold on. Alright, so shield. Make sure they're sitting down as flush as you can get them.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat some lunch and then I'll be back on live stream because we got more to do. Alright, ladies and gents, I will be back in a little bit. I'm gonna go eat some lunch and then we'll dick with this SD RAM iPhone and see if we can successfully put a RAM chip up on it. I'm not confident in it, but we'll see what we can do. Piece of rice, get out of the way. But I will see you all in a little bit. AC clutch is falling apart on my truck. Well, you might want to fix that. 2-gallon air gun for a while. It's supposed to be another mission. $500 delivered. So super silent 480 20 air compressor. I'll look into that, Lynn. It'll be more cost effective in the long run if we can get one. What do we spend on the air cans right now?
Like $11 for 4.
Okay. Alrighty, guys and gals. I'm going to jump off for a little bit and I'll be back. See ya.